Hey guys, this is just a frequently asked questions video on teen mothers. I asked a few of my Facebook friends some questions, but I can't actually find them anymore. So I'm just going to answer a few that I seem to get a lot and see if that, helps anybody. The main one I get is, how old were you? When I found out I was pregnant, I was 16. I was 5 days off turning 17 when I found out I was pregnant. So it was a very big shock for me, like really big. I wasn't being silly, just to put that out there. We use 2 different types of contraceptive and I still have a son. So before people start going, well, if you used a condom you wouldn't have had a baby, if you were on the pill you wouldn't have a baby, because I used both and I still have a son. So, obviously not all of us are being silly. I often get asked what I used to think about teen mothers and what I think now. My thoughts haven't changed too much. Some teenagers are very silly and, they're not looking after themselves, they're being silly, they're sleeping around, they're, not doing the right thing. But then there's a lot of us, including, there's about 6 of my friends, we all got pregnant at the same time and we were all on contraception. We were all looking out for ourselves and we still have kids. So that's pretty hard because you get judged the exact way you are. I often get asked if I regret my son, and there's no way I would ever regret my son. I wasn't the sort of person that wanted to have kids. I didn't see myself getting married. I wanted a house and I wanted to work all the time and earn my money and help my family and things like that, but I didn't want a family of my own. Now that I have Cameron, I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have more kids. I want a huge family. I am so excited for the future, but at the same time, I have so much more I need to do before I go anywhere into that sort of future yet. I often get asked how I was treated as a pregnant teenager. I was treated like crap by a lot of people. My friends stopped talking to me. I have a handful of friends that still talk to me and have been there for me the whole time. I had people in and out of my life as I was pregnant, just catching up on how far I was and whether I'd had the baby yet. When I hadn't had the baby yet, they didn't want to talk to me. As soon as I had the baby, they were like, "Oh, can we see him, rah, rah, rah," and I'm like, no. I've actually had somebody say to my best friend, "Can you babysit her son so that I can see him, but I don't have to see her?" Like, that sort of thing really hurts. I'm not just a baby carrier. I'm a person, and I was treated terribly. By the general public, I actually had food thrown at me carrying my newborn son around our main shopping centre. That was a big deal. I've always been the sort of quiet person no one ever says anything to, everyone kind of just ignores. And all of a sudden I was the centre of attention. People were throwing things and calling me terrible names, and it was just really hard. I don't know how else to put it. It's not something that you should be going through at this age. You shouldn't have to deal with that sort of thing. People ask me if I think parenting would be easier if I was older, and the short answer is yes. I really do. I live with my mum and dad and my sister. It's really crowded. It's very hard. Financially, it's so hard. I've only just gotten a car. I don't have my license yet. I'm not going to be able to afford to rent a house. I'm basically a single mother. Like, my baby's father walked out when he was 2 weeks old, so I've done everything on my own since then. I have a new boyfriend, but I can't expect him to do that sort of thing, so that makes it very difficult. Financially and just personally, it's very hard. One of the hardest things is I'm 18. All my 18-year-old friends go out. All my 18-year-old friends have fun. All my 18-year-old friends ask me if I want to go out. Say to me, come out for this time, come out now, come out now. When I can't, if I want to go out, I have to plan like a month in advance. And then if one of those plans goes wrong, I can't go anywhere because my son's my #1 priority. And that makes it really hard. I often get asked how hard birth was. Honestly, it is going to be totally different for everybody. I went through it with no pain medication whatsoever. I did it completely naturally. And I had no issues. Sometimes I compare things that I'm doing lately to how bad my childbirth was. Like, I got a tattoo. And I said, you know, this kind of, just the constant pain reminded me of my labour. But, you know, my labour was terrible. I was in labour for 3 days. Everyone is different, and it was very hard. It's not something that you think you're going to go through at the age of 17. Like, at 17 I wanted to have my licence and be driving around, but that's not happening. Yeah. I think, I also get asked if I think people would treat me differently if I was married. But with that question, I think I would get treated differently if I was an 18-year-old that was married. Because it's not very common around here to be 18 and married. Most 18-year-olds are just finishing high school, just going to schoolies, just starting their careers, things like that. So I don't think it would make any difference. I would still be looked at differently. But you definitely get used to the stares. I also get asked, because I'm a teen mother, do I promote being a teen parent? Do I think that it's best to get pregnant at a young age? And my answer to that is absolutely not. I have had multiple people asking me how I got pregnant. And I turn around and I'm a total bitch to them. I don't mean to be, but they think it's some sort of joke. Being a teen mum isn't a joke. I deal with my son 24/7. If he's unwell, that's on me. If I'm unwell and he's unwell, he's still my #1 priority. And, you know, I don't think that teens should be mums. Fair enough, some of us are doing a good job. But then there's other mums who get rid of their kids all the time and don't want anything to do with them and just party and things like that. I don't think that's fair. What I think is fair is to either be married or in a stable relationship, have a good income, and have a house. That's the way a child deserves to be brought up. I'm not saying that my son suffers, because he definitely doesn't. He's a spoilt little boy. He's very lucky. But a lot of little kids aren't, and I really don't think that 14 and 15-year-olds should be going around trying to get pregnant. Pardon me. It happens a lot more than anybody actually thinks. But yeah, I can't remember any more of my questions, and Cameron's getting very upset. So if you watch this and you've got something else you want to ask me, ask away. I don't mind sharing, and I hope you enjoy the video. Bye.